Hello, everyone. My name is Kenneth Murray, and I am with the United Voices of War. We are the Stronger Together slate with Evangeline Byers, who will be the next TWU president. Sir, state your name and the position you are running for.
My name is Charles Muniz, and I'm going to be the next vice president of the stations department.
Welcome,
I'm
Mr.
going to be, let me just say that again. I'm going to be the next, I'm predicting I'm going to be the next vice president of the stations department.
Welcome, Mr. Muniz. Welcome to you, sir. Now, sir, let's get into this. Instead of focusing on the past, what would you as a VP like to see happen in the future for the stations department, sir?
Well, a couple of things. I mean, first of all, I want the stations department to work as a unit together. Okay, there's too much division amongst station agents and cleaners and collection agents, and you can attribute that to our union leaders because they have done nothing to make sure that we're one unit. They treat us as individuals instead of a group, and that causes tension. The most important thing actually right now is to save jobs. Our jobs on the line. First, station agents' jobs on the line. Then next contract, it's going to be our job, CTAs. I'm a CTA. My job, I'm concerned about as well.
Okay, now you mentioned the current administration, so that goes right to my next question. Do you think that the current administration is going in the right direction for the department?
Are you kidding me? They've been going down south since I started here. I mean, they give up everything and they get nothing in return. For instance, if you go to the this last contract, we got 2%, 2.25%, 2.5%, and 2.75% raise. Okay, that first year we're not gonna get a raise. That 2% is going to that family leave. It's not FMLA, it's something similar to FMLA. So that's gone. That's coming out of your pocket, 2%. That's the 2% that the MTA themselves in their budget stated that that's for wage increase. So we never got a raise, okay? As a matter of fact, right now we're at a deficit because that so-called raise, we never got it. It's going away, okay? On top of that, if you get sick and you go to the emergency room, you're gonna get charged $100. So right there, it's gonna take you 2.5 months to make up that so-called raise, okay? The medical plan sucks, okay? We have Aetna right now and it sucks. The dental plan, nobody wants to take that dental plan. It's ridiculous. Eyewear, the only place you can go is Cohen's. There's not a Cohen's near me. I live in New Jersey. There's not a Cohen's near me. If there is, if I go to the next town, but I'm not gonna, I mean, I wear glasses. People rarely see me wear glasses because I conserve them because I don't want to break them. And then I have to travel far away just to get new glasses. So there's a lot of things wrong with this administration. Too many to list right now. But as I've been doing throughout the years, I've been pointing out all the missteps that they have taken.
You're going to be the next VP of this department. So let me ask you a question, point blank. What is the most important issue at this time that the stations department is facing, and how will you solve it? Because I've been talking to a lot of cleaners and station agents, and they're kind of worried, okay? So like, talk to us. Listen, I'm listening to you, sir.
They should be worried because the number one thing right now, and I mentioned it earlier, is job security, okay? Especially station agents. Station agents, they're in dire straits. There's no money in the booth, okay? Their jobs as wayfinders, which was, let me just point out that there was a wayfinder program, a successful wayfinder program by Andy Byford, okay? And then the pandemic hit. They got rid of the wayfinder program because they said that all the wayfinders can catch the virus, which doesn't make sense because as cleaners, we're out there, so we're immune to this virus. Didn't make sense, okay? So I guess you guys are delicate. I guess station agents are delicate and they can't be around certain people, okay? Job security is the most important thing. Right now you have security guards posing as wayfinders, walking around dressed in blue, like station agents, wearing vests, orange vests, that in the back it says MTA employees. how the union has not protested that baffles the hell out of me. These guys are not MTA employees. These guys are there on the phone doing nothing. And I'm not knocking them, but I have to protect my coworkers. Okay, these jobs are my coworkers' jobs, and they're taking them away. The MTA cries that they have no money, but then they spend money on frivolous things like that. They're spending money on uh, disinfecting something that they could have given there's cleaners. There's 1,900 cleaners. So you couldn't give us the overtime so we can do disinfecting? No, we have no overtime. Okay, they'd rather spend $300 million on outsiders to do disinfecting. Doesn't make sense. They throw money away like it's water. And if people don't wake up, we're gonna lose our jobs. We are gonna. The signs are right there. Stevie Wonder could see it. Sometimes I'm just so frustrated that I lose. I can't speak. That's how frustrated I get.
Well, speaking about speaking, let me ask you a question. Do you like debating?
I hate it. I hate it, but it's a necessary thing, because if we debate, and I have called out Mr. Singleton from the progressive change slate, and he wants certain restrictions. I don't believe in restrictions. If we're going to debate, let the members decide what kind of questions they want to ask us, because these are their jobs we're talking about. This isn't my job we're talking about. This isn't his job. It's their job. They're the ones who are voting, first of all. Okay, so they have a right, as voters, they have a right to ask anything that they wish. There is no reason why we should put a leash, a muzzle on them, and that's what he wants to do. No, I don't work that way.
Okay, now let me ask you a question while we're on that same realm. What do you think of the union's voting system? Is it antiquated? Is it up to date? What do you think?
It's antiquated and it sucks. Okay, because we're in the 21st century right now, and how come we haven't gone to electronic voting or internet voting? Because it's a way of suppressing the vote. That's why everybody has a cell phone. Everybody has a computer. There's access. If you don't have a computer, you don't have a phone, you can go to one of these places where they have internet service, and you can vote there. The union, we could go to the union hall and vote there through a computer. But do they want that? No, because they want to suppress the vote. They want to stay in office. And I mean, they're doing that right now with the people who were out with COVID and weren't up to date with their dues. They weren't getting, let me just point out, these people weren't getting paid while they were out. So the union expects them to pay union dues. Now, if you had a choice, and this is to everybody out there, if you had a choice between eating and paying union dues, what would you do? Eat. Okay, it's obvious. But the union doesn't see it that way. They see, oh, you didn't pay your dues. Sorry, you can't vote and you can't run. Tell me that's not unfair.
I agree, sir. I agree. Which brings me to the next question, because we're in that whole entire realm. Let me ask you a question, sir. Are you a politician or are you a union member?
Man, I'm a union member all the way. I've been against this administration for 5 years. I voice my opinions. I post receipts. I hold them accountable. A politician, no, I can't stand politicians. I hated Cuomo. I constantly called them out. I constantly called out all these politicians that this union supported. Politicians who voted for Tier 6, okay? And the union supported them even after they voted for Tier 6, or they didn't show up to vote against Tier 6. So no, politician, there is no way I'm a politician. I'll never be one. What I am, I'm a union member and a proud one.
Are you in Tier 6, sir?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm in Tier 6 too. So we have a fight. Now, last election, okay, Linwood Wishart won by about 700 plus votes. We have about 5,000 members or so inside of our union hall, inside of our union, and 3,500 people in good standing did not vote. This is wrong. I'm hoping for a much higher turnout than we had last time. But my question to you is this: what can we do to persuade members to vote? Because jobs are on the line. What can we do?
A couple of things. I mean, The union, we don't see them out there unless it's right now. Right now they're out there looking for signatures. Okay. Couple of things they can do. They have our telephone numbers, so they can send us updates, which they don't do. They can print, and let me just point out, and I'm not Rich's biggest fan. As a matter of fact, I'm probably his worst
Nightmare.
I am a nightmare to him. Yeah. His worst nightmare, and that's putting it mildly. Okay. I've been critical of him since day one. But what he did right in his first couple of months in office was that he was producing a newsletter. And even though I didn't agree with what he was writing or what he was posting in that newsletter, it was a newsletter and it was keeping us informed. That stopped. I haven't seen a newsletter in quite a while. And this is ways of doing it. I mean, like I said, we all have cell phones. We have email. So there's ways of communicating to us, and they haven't done it. Another way is Zoom. They haven't done it either. So there's a lot of ways. So I mean, they're running this organization like a Mickey Mouse organization.
Now, you mentioned this once before, and I want to piggyback on it because it's important because whenever we go around for signatures, this is the number one question that pops up. I went to go get some signatures, and I got the young man's signature, and I went to the booth, and the young lady was in there, and she looked at me and she says, "Can you tell me this question?" I said, "What? Can you answer it? Is money coming back to the booth?" And I want to leave this for you, sir. So I give it to you. Is money coming back to the booth?
That's a good question. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. I don't think so. My honest opinion, I don't think so. Somebody from the opposition claimed that money's coming back in the booth. We haven't seen any proof of that. This person produced an envelope, but not an actual letter. My theory is that, yeah, the MTA is gonna do something to assist the handicap or the physically unchallenged. And that's gonna be my opinion, and this is solely my opinion, and it makes a lot of sense, and I'll tell you why. You have station agents in the booth not taking in cash. So what the MTA is gonna do is they see a person who's not able or disabled, let me rephrase that, yeah, disabled or physically challenged, excuse me. They're gonna tell the station agent, well, assist them, open the gate for them, or help them with the turnstile, or help them with Omni, things of that nature. Because the station agent right now, it's gonna be obsolete. The way things are right now, they're gonna become obsolete. So they want them to do customer service. That's one way of doing customer service, helping out the handicap.
Now, we touched on this once before. I just want to backtrack. You mentioned Andy Byford and the Wayfinder program. Let me ask you a question, sir. Was that a good program?
It was a very good program, and I'll tell you why. Prior to the pandemic, tourism, first of all, let me just say, New York depends on tourism because tourists spend over $1 billion a year in New York, okay? New York is the mega capital of the United States. There's so many things to do in New York. Day and night, doesn't matter what time of the day, what time of the night, you always find something to do. And tourism dollars are important. So these people, they want to go places. Who do they go to? They ask a Wayfinder. Wayfinder directs them. The Wayfinder can give them information. Wayfinder can point out landmarks, places to see, places to eat, things of that nature. So yeah, it was important to the economy. Wayfinders were important to the economy. A lot of people don't realize that. And why they got rid of it, I have no idea. But they replaced them, like I said earlier, with security guards walking around dressed in blues and orange vests that say MTA employee. And most of the time, these guys, and I hate to knock them because they're trying to make a living. But like I said, they're stealing my coworkers' jobs. And these people are my family for 40 hours a week. And I have to look out for them because I expect them to look out for me. So yeah, we will have to work as a unit. I mentioned working as a unit earlier and not being divided. And that's the way we, I feel that way. But going back to the Wayfinder program, Andy Byford implemented it in Canada. It was successful in Canada. He implemented it here. And once he left because of that Cuomo, I can't even call him governor because he was such a slime ball. He was forced out. and the Wayfinder program just, they took it out. And two things, Richard in one of his earlier videos blamed Derek, okay, who's currently the division chair, the former vice president. He blames Derek for not updating or getting the MTA to update the Wayfinder program. But Derek has never responded. So I don't know if Derek is responsible, maybe, but Richard should have been on it when he got into office, and he just let it go. So they're both responsible.
Well, that opens up the door where I want to go next, sir. What is the difference between Charles Muniz and Richard Singleton, sir?
There's a big difference, okay? I'm not a bookworm, okay? I'm a realist. I'm a fighter. I'm courageous. I'm not afraid, okay? And Singleton's gonna say, well, he's not afraid either. Well, then you know what? I've been asking him to debate me. He won't debate. He wants restrictions. That's not a leader. A leader listens to his people, okay? A leader is gonna make tough decisions that people aren't gonna like, but a leader has to listen to his people, because they might know something that I don't know, and it might help me to make my decision. Okay, I'm not, and let me just clarify, I am not a station agent. So I'm gonna have people working under me who are station agents, and they'll know, and they can give me ideas. I mean, I can walk by and a station agent can tell me, hey, this and this and that. Well, you know, I'm gonna listen, because I don't know anything about being a station agent. That can help me. The more, we're never too old to learn something. And knowledge is a powerful thing. And the more I learn, the better I can help people. Now, Singleton, he's all about reading books. He's all about, you know, basically he tries to act like a lawyer. And I'm not a lawyer, okay? I'm a fighter. I'm a person who wants his job. I don't have time to read books. I don't have time to be nice. I don't have time to be pleasant. I just have time to save jobs, okay? And get my job done, get my paycheck, go home, and make everybody happy. And if you're not happy, well, you know what? You have a job. We saved it, and you know your family's surviving. But if you're just gonna go in there to a meeting and meet these suits, and just be Mr. Friendly, like this current administration, which is union, which is management friendly, we're never gonna get anywhere. Being management friendly hasn't solved anything, and it won't solve anything.
Okay, now that brings me, open the door, going down another road. What is the difference between Charles Muniz and the current VP, Robert Kelly, sir?
Well, Robert Kelly, and I like Robert Kelly. As a matter of fact, and I like Singleton too. Let me just mention that. But we're on opposite sides of the aisle. Robert Kelly is a yes man. Okay, he's been a yes man to Utano and Witches since day one. I haven't seen Kelly make any decisions that have impacted us. Positively, excuse me. Well, I didn't see it with Witchet either. As a matter of fact, well, I saw was negative out of Witchet. But Kelly, let me just point out, Kelly was one of those people from the E-board, 33 people voted, 33 to nothing voted to increase top pay from 3 to 5 years. Robert Kelly was one of them.
Oh, all right. You said that everyone reached top pay in the stations department at 3 years. And
Correct.
Then the current VP at that particular time was on the executive board, and he voted that top pay can go from 3 years to 5 years. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Do we have the receipts on that, sir?
Yes, I have it. I will post it if you need it. I'll send it to you. 33 to nothing. They voted, 2 abstain. Okay. So it was unanimous. And Robert Kelly he was also one of them that voted to increase the contribution to our healthcare system from 1.5% to 2%. Okay. He's never taken a stand against Utano or John Samuelson. And that's why I think they promoted him to vice president. Kelly's dedicated. He's dedicated to them, and he reaped the rewards. Can I blame him? No, because now he's in a good situation. I mean, but he sold out the members, and that's something I can't forget. And I'll tell you why I can't forget. because I was hired 3 weeks after that contract was passed, and I missed out. I fell under the 5-year top pay. And if you do the math, and I think it was Joe Campbell that did this, he did the math, and from going from 3 years to 5 years top pay, we all lost between $28,000 and $35,000. Now,
Oh,
I can use $30,000, can't you? Because I know I can.
uh,
We're struggling out there.
how much money did we lose?
Approximately between $28,000 to $35,000.
And that is because we went from 3 to 5 years?
Yeah, we went to a progressive pay scale, and it took longer to get the top pay. So, in reality, you lost $30,000 plus. Now, Mr. Murray, can you use $30,000? Because I'll be honest with you, I
Yes,
can't.
yeah, at this particular point, I can use, yes.
And
Yes.
if they don't, if they don't believe those numbers, well, you know what? There's a lot of people out there that can do math. Do the math, and you'll see how much you lost. You gained nothing when Kelly did that. And I'm not gonna just blame Kelly. I'm gonna blame the other 32 people that voted to increase top pay from 3 to 5 years, and that includes Utano, that includes Derek, and then that includes a bunch of people. Which the list is too long, but if you can look up, and you can go to the union website actually and see, find the flyer where they boast about the that contract passing 33 to nothing. So,
Wow.
John Samuelson, I mean, as a matter of fact, go do a Google search and you'll find the New York Post and the Daily News, and you'll see the concessions in that contract. So, I'm not making this up. Let me just say one thing. Everything that I post online, I can back up, and I have backed up. I get my sources from newspapers, I get my sources from people, and I get from people in elected office, and I get it from the union website itself. So whoever wants to call me a liar, okay, let's go at it, because I'm gonna make you look like a fool, because I got receipts. Do you?
Wow, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. All right, check this out. Every campaign has a slogan. What is the campaign slogan for the United Voices of War?
It's a simple slogan, and I mean, it just popped into my head one day, and I mean, it makes sense, and I'll tell you why it makes sense, because, and I'll explain. First of all, the slogan is no rejects, retreads, or recyclables, and you can add sometimes no ass kisses either, okay? Because there's a lot of ass kissing down here. And the reason why I said that that's our slogan, because if you look at both the opposite slates, you have a lot of people who've been down here, who were in office or who were with this current administration. So they have to be held accountable for things that have happened. You're not just gonna up and leave and think that you're not gonna be blamed for some of the things that happened. No, you were part of it. You were part of them. So you know what? You're part of the problem.
Well, let me ask you a question, because this has been something that's a quiet secret, because ain't nobody talking about it. Is Richard Singleton and Jamel Chisholm a part of this current administration?
Yes, they are. So is Shaheem. Shaheem Ahmed, who's running for recording secretary.
Okay, so you got 3 people that are currently with this administration.
That's right.
And they want the members to trust them that they're going to do the right thing by them while they're still working or being a part of the current administration. Now, did they go to Las Vegas on this convention thing?
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. And they posted pictures of them being there. Singleton didn't post them, but he posted a picture of a map of him being in Vegas. Okay, and I think he posted when he was coming back. I'm not really sure. I can't recall, because there's so many things on Facebook.
Well, one of the things that I noticed, because Brother Ben Valdez, I think that's his name, he spoke truth to power in front of everybody. And I know for a fact that sometimes you can't record stuff that goes on with the union and things of that nature. But kudos to him for actually speaking truth to power. Very powerful message, Brother Ben Dave.
And
Very
let me
powerful
tell you,
message.
I applaud
Congratulations.
him.
Yes,
He's
sir.
with he's with progressive change.
Yes.
And I don't care what slate you on. When you do something positive for the members, you earn my respect and you get applauded for it. And I will be the first one to shake your hand if you do something positive for this. I don't care what you believe in, but if it's something that's positive for the members, then you know what, you're my kind of person. Unfortunately, the people in the stations that running in the stations department right now, they haven't done anything.
Well, I inquired, sir. I inquired because I knew that a lot of people were asking me about this. They were asking me, if Ben Valdez did this, we heard that Richard Singleton spoke, and where is the video of it? And the answer that I got, it was very sincere, in that which you're not allowed to legitimately post union business online. But Brother Ben did it. You know what I'm saying? And word got back to me that it was a powerful speech that our brother Singleton did in front of all of those people. But the bottom line is that we basically we'll never see it.
Well, let me tell you, Brother Valdez, he showed courage,
Yes.
and that's something that we need down here.
Yes.
Let me also point out that, and you've been involved with going to the MTA board meetings and speaking. Me and you have gone numerous times.
Yes.
Now, let me ask this question. When have we ever seen Robert Kelly or Richard Singleton approach the MTA board meeting and ask about or demand hazard pay, demand better raises, demand more safety issues, as far as protection for us? I never seen them there. The only time I saw that Kelly showed up was to hold some pictures when which it was blasting Pat Foy over telling Utano Happy Columbus Day.
Yeah, the Columbus Day thing.
Can you believe that?
That was ridiculous.
More important things like security, like job security, like safety, like raises, like the pandemic. They never show up for things like that. Okay, they don't even mention it. But when Pat Foy insults Tony Utano by wishing him a happy Columbus Day, they were so fired up.
That was ridiculous.
Now, what's more important? I mean, really? So if he got insulted because he's a happy Columbus Day, then you know what? Don't say happy Puerto Rican Day to me, because then you're insulting me. You see how silly that sounds?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Now, the situation is that we've been talking for a while, and this is not the first video that we have made. We've made others. I want you now, as the next VP, to speak to the stations department. What is your words to them?
My words to them is vote for us, okay? Because we're young. I mean, not young in blood. I'm actually in my 50s, but young to this fight. Okay, we're hungry, we're courageous, we're outspoken. That's something that the current administration, they don't even compare to us. We have brought up so many issues, and people are finally waking up, and which I'm very happy, because it's about the members, not about me. If we're gonna move forward, MTA is gonna give us a fight, all right? But we're not backing down. Why? Because I don't want to lose my job. I don't want you to lose your job. I want to save your job. And 3 years from now, if I'm elected and 3 years from now I haven't done my job, you guys can send me back to my tools, okay? And then I have to face you. I don't want to face you, because you guys are gonna say, "Hey, you effer, you let us down. You promised this and you promised that." I will promise one thing: I will fight for you all the way, okay? Unlike this administration, it's proven that they won't fight. And the thing is that I can guarantee if you vote them out, most of them are going to retire. They have the time. So there's no repercussions, okay? They don't fear you, okay? Because they know they can retire. They're not going back to the tools. They know I have to go back to my tools, and I have to face you people for the next 8 years. And I don't want to face you guys I don't want you to pointing fingers and saying this is the SOB who screwed us and this and that. I'm not here to make enemies. I'm here to make sure that we have jobs and that we're treated with respect and that we get well compensated. Don't forget, let's not forget, we lost over 170 people in this pandemic. Over 10,000 of us got sick. Me twice, okay? My daughter actually got sick because I got near her. So I'm offended. I'm offended because they let me get my daughter sick. Yeah, they can't control it. They could have controlled it by getting us the proper PPE or holding out and saying, nope, we're not going to let our workers go out there and get sick. But no, they did nothing like that. So people say they have blood in their hands. I won't say that, but they could have done a lot more. One mask could have saved a life. And that's sad that the union did nothing. And let me just point out, in the stations department, the only two departments that didn't get a day off were stations and RTO, and yet we're the ones who deal with the public the most. MOW, they got a week on, week off. Supervisors, CED, and I'm not knocking those. Good for them because they deserve to stay home. They're protecting themselves. But what about us? This administration did nothing for us. I would, and I will. And that's why I'm going to be your next VP, because I'm going to do what I can to make sure that we're safe and that we have job security.
Very well said, sir. Very well said. My name is Kenneth Murray, and you've been listening to the next VP of the Stations Department, Mr. Charles Muniz. We are with the United Voices of War, and we are with the Stronger Together slate with Evangeline Byers, who will be the next TWU president. We thank you for your time. Have a wonderful day.